Welcome to the Mindset Model, where identity meets destiny, where mindset becomes magic, and the version of you've only dreamed of, well, it's already within you. This is your portal to expansion, your permission to be seen, to take up space, to step fully into your truth. I'm Sara Davis, and this is the Mindset Model. Welcome home. Hello everyone and welcome to the Mindset Model podcast. In today's episode, I am going to blow your socks off because we are talking about imposter syndrome. Oh my goodness me. And self-doubt. This topic is absolutely mega. I think it's like 70% of people have imposter syndrome at some point in their life. That is a hell of a lot of people which do not believe in themselves. And if you're not quite sure what this is, don't you worry, my loves. I am going to be talking about what it looks like, how to overcome it, and some action steps that you can take today. So, have you ever just been in a room or whatever, looked around and just thought to yourself, a little voice pops up and it says, why am I here? I actually don't belong. One day, these people are going to realise that I'm not good enough. Have you ever felt like a fraud? Even though there is evidence that you are more than capable. Welcome to the club, my loves, of high achievers with imposter syndrome. And guess what? You are not alone, because there are so many people which are struggling with this. And today we're going to smash through that imposter syndrome. We're going to absolutely smash it into dust, into smithereens. I don't even know what a smithereen is, but we're just going to get rid of it. So, what you might be experiencing, this is kind of what it feels like. So, constant self-doubt despite external successes. So, even though you may have done the things, you've got the accreditations, the awards, the achievements, you finished the course, whatever it is, you still doubt yourself, but there is significant evidence that you are on paper absolutely smashing it. This is one of the signs. The next one is downplaying achievements. Oh my gosh, I used to do this all the time. I see so many people do this. Have you ever gone up to somebody, they've like won something or done something or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, congratulations, that's amazing. And they're like, oh yeah, I only came third, or I've been doing this for ages. And they make up excuses as to why they're not actually that good. That is imposter syndrome. And you may have been making excuses as well. You may have done something absolutely amazing and you literally downplay it as if it's nothing. Another symptom is the fear of being found out. So it's like this feeling of you're doing a project or something at work or something in your personal life, and you feel like any minute now someone's going to message you and call you out and be like, actually, you're really shit at doing this, stop doing it. It's an actual fear that everyone's going to be like, oh my God, look how shit they are. Another thing is avoiding opportunities in case you fail. This is massive. So maybe there is something new that you want to try out, a new hobby, a new project at work. Maybe that, I don't know what it is, but you really, really want to do it, but you turn it down because you have the fear of failing. You don't think you're going to be good enough. That is another symptom of imposter syndrome. Comparing yourself to others constantly. Again, we're always comparing ourselves. Well, that person is this far in their career, or they've done this in their personal life. They've got that house, that car, that type of family setup. So, obviously I'm not good enough because I don't have those things. That is a load of shit. It is not true, but it is again another symptom of imposter syndrome. Another thing is overworking to earn your worth. You have this idea in your head that if you work 15 hours a day, you put all of your time and effort in, you go over and above, not because you necessarily want to, but it comes from a place of, if I do more, it means I am more worthy. I am enough. It is proof. That is another symptom of imposter syndrome. And then it feels like you are faking it as well. You feel like the biggest fraud and the fake. So that's very much linked into the fear of being found out. Now, I remember, I've battled with imposter syndrome for years, and it's something that I've managed to really help myself with using the mindset model method, the mindset methods that I've learned over the last 10 years. And I would literally be, so an example, when I was delivering keynote speaking, when I was an events presenter, I remember being on stage delivering the most amazing demonstration. Everyone in the audience was engaged. Everyone was really excited, getting joined in, roars of laughter, it was so much fun. And I remember being at the end of it, and so many people from the audience came up to me and they were like, "Oh my God, that was amazing. You're so confident. Wow, I loved everything you're doing. You should be on the radio. You should be on TV." Like all of these really, really nice things. And I remember just having this voice in my head being like, "Oh, they're just being polite. I must have just been, having a really good day today." And that is how sneaky imposter syndrome is. It literally steals your shine, even in your biggest, brightest moments. So why do we get imposter syndrome? And this is just a programming, it's just a belief, and it's something that we can absolutely work on. So again, it's conditioning and perfectionism from childhood, comparison culture because of, say, for example, social media. You're looking at people's highlight reels and you're like, "Oh my God, my life is so shit compared to what that person's doing." Another thing is actually lack of representation. So a lot of us have got very unique gifts. We can be very niche. We are our own people. And if there is nobody out there that does sort of like the same thing as you, it just feels like you just don't belong and you're just this random alien. Another thing is trauma or failure. This is massive. So if you've had experiences in the past where you've done something and you failed at it, or you got told off, you got into trouble, maybe, it was something a little bit more serious and you lost some money or whatever it is, that can turn into a real fear, a real imposter syndrome. Also seeing other people fail as well. Again, that makes you think like, "Oh no, well, if it's not working for them, definitely not me. Oh no." And then finally, high achieving environments. So where success is the standard. So there's a lot of high performing environments in the corporate industry, in industries such as like acting, modeling, presenting. I've been a part of both of these industries for years, and it literally, the culture is right. Everyone's got to win. Everyone's got to be successful. Everyone's got to be better than everyone else. And that really does feed into the imposter syndrome. But my loves, I'm here to tell you that imposter syndrome does not mean you're unqualified. It means you are growing, and it is actually a side effect of stretching yourself into the next level. So it's not all bad. You just have to learn to understand it and live with it. So I'm going to go through now how to actually manage imposter syndrome, and actually it can be a good thing. So first of all, I read a book called The Untethered Soul, and the author actually gave his naughty voice in his head a name, and he called it his roommate. So that voice isn't the truth. Just give it a name. It is the imposter. So I call mine fucking twat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really. I've decided to call her Sheila. Just pipe the fuck down, Sheila. So give it a name. The next thing that you can do is track the evidence. So keep a proof of power journal. I love this. One of my favourite people as well, Jen Gottlieb, who is a keynote speaker, very inspiring. She wrote in her book, Be Seen, about creating the badass list. So these are moments in time where you did something and it made you feel so good. So again, in your proof of power journal, this is where you can put testimonials, wins, kind words, results that you've created. So when you are in that moment of, you know, the voice in your head is like, you're not good at this, you're not, no, when you're deep in the imposter syndrome, get this proof of power journal out. It can either be on your phone, it can be in an actual journal. Read through it and remind yourself, actually, this is the evidence here of how amazing you are. The next thing, really important, normalize the feeling. When we get imposter syndrome, when those voices come in, we tend to panic and we tend to believe it. Instead, normalize it. Even Michelle Obama, she's even spoken about it, and the presence of imposter syndrome doesn't actually mean you're not capable. That's what she said. You just have to normalize it. Reframe the thought. So instead of saying to yourself, I don't belong here, just say to yourself again, this discomfort means that I'm expanding. So you can really turn this into a positive feeling. Speak your power out loud. This is a really great mindset tool. So you can record voice notes which say like, I am confident, or I am whatever, I'm capable, I'm here for a reason, I'm growing into my greatness. And that will just, again, really help to change the focus from the fear, the imposter syndrome, to actually, yes, I can. Taking aligned action. So you don't actually overcome imposter syndrome by thinking more. The more you think about it, the more you're just going to go in this vicious cycle. You actually overcome it by doing inspired action. So confidence is built through evidence. So you need to do the things, little steps every single day, 1% better every single day. And then finally, the power of community. You do not have to battle this alone. Surround yourself with expanders. And these are people who remind you of your magic when you forget. I love expanders. So these can be people that you admire, people that you look up to, people are doing the things that you're doing. Surrounding yourself with these types of people, consuming their content will really help with imposter syndrome. So we have also got celebrities who have admitted to having imposter syndrome. And we tend to put celebrities, entrepreneurs, successful business people on a pedestal. But guess what, my loves? They are all humans. So, like I said earlier, Michelle Obama, she said, it doesn't go away, that feeling that you shouldn't take me seriously, what do I know? She openly shared her struggles with feeling like she wasn't good enough, especially when entering rooms of power. Can you even imagine that? Viola Davis, she said, I still feel like I'm going to wake up and everyone's going to see me for the hack I am. And despite her being an Oscar winner, she has described feeling unworthy and like a fraud. And this is proof that awards don't erase inner doubt. You can have every single award, accolade, whatever it is, under the fucking sun. But if you don't do the internal work and build that self-belief and confidence, you're going to struggle. Tom Hanks, he is a phenomenal actor. I was saying to my husband the other day, like we were having this conversation that we can't even think of a bad film that he's been in. There isn't one. There literally isn't a bad film. He is amazing. And he said, no matter what we've done, there comes to a point where you think, how did I get here? When are they all going to discover that I'm in fact a fraud? He said that, and he described it in a podcast. And he says that it never really goes away, but you just keep working despite it. And this is such a great example of somebody who's so fucking talented, but he didn't allow the imposter syndrome to take over. He just works with it. Lady Gaga. And she said, I still sometimes feel like the loser kid in high school. I just have to pick myself up and tell myself that I'm a superstar every morning. You know, and even at the height of fame, she struggled with self-doubt and not feeling enough. We have got Sheryl Sandberg. She is the Facebook Meta COO. And she's also an author as well. And she says there are still days that I wake up feeling like a fraud, not sure what does she say? Not sure I should be where I am. So she's experiencing this imposter syndrome. Her experience is especially relatable to high achieving women in leadership roles. And if you are a high achieving woman on this podcast, you can probably really relate to this. Albert Einstein, back in the day, he once referred himself as an involuntary swindler. He was a genius who felt undeserving of the acclaim that he received. And finally, Emma Watson. This is Harry Potter's best mate. His best mate, Harry Potter's best mate, she has imposter syndrome. So she said, when I receive recognition, I get incredibly uncomfortable. I tend to turn in on myself and I feel like an imposter. And she's opened up about how being praised doesn't always match up how she feels inside. So this is just a friendly reminder to everybody that's listening to this. You are not alone. Pretty much every single human gets imposter syndrome. So I just want you to take away a couple of things today, that just remember that it wasn't that it was luck. You weren't faking it. You didn't trick anyone. You are becoming the best version of yourself. And every single time you rise, despite the doubt, you are proving that imposter syndrome does not get the final say. You do. You have to take control of this. So I really would love you to share this episode with anyone, just to remind them of their brilliance. If there's somebody that pops into your mind right now that you think is amazing, but they're really holding themselves back, share this with them. And if this really did speak to your soul, please head to my website and check out the mindset model method, the 7-day transformative upgrade. I've also got the self-image upgrade on there as well. I have created a portal because my mission in life is to help as many people as possible, millions, billions, to really see themselves for who they are. Powerful, worthy, full of potential, unlimited potential. And the way you do that is to become confident, to work on your self-image and to tell yourself, do you know what? I am the fucking best. So thank you so much for listening, my loves, and I will catch you in my next episode.